I stop you right there, my friend? Francis Ngannou was an harder fight than Usyk.
It wasn't too long ago we used to talk to Tyson about how much he missed you when you weren't around, and the America fights that you couldn't go to, and we used to talk about that. It must feel amazing that you can be up there, not just supporting him, but helping him sell shows.
Well, listen, I'm his father. I love him dearly. He's the apple of my eye, like all the rest of my sons. He's our talisman, and I'm so privileged and honoured to have him as a son. So for me to be up here on stage, and I was sat in the crowd by myself, and he said, "Where's my dad?" I'm right there, aren't I? You know what I'm saying? Proud as punch.
I know he's got older brothers, younger brothers. I find it fascinating when I see how him and Shane react off of each other, because although Shane is his younger brother, he seems to really respect Shane and take on his opinion. And I heard him talk about Gene Tunney's and Braddocks and really
that's
old
all
fighters.
These kids have ever done is to study boxing from being no age. All my sons, they've only studied one sport, fighting. They've seen it all their life through me. Good, bad and indifferent. I was always a man who'd jump out and have a fight with anybody. And they've watched it and used to say, if only I could be like my dad. I said, listen, you'll be a lot better than your dad, believe me. But I'll be there supporting you all the way. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm lucky to be alive at 58. All my family's dead and gone. But at the end of the day, I'm still here, enjoying the lovely kingdom of Saudi. Thanks to the government here for putting this great show on. And all the people around the world's going to tune. But you know what? Enjoy this great champion while he's here, because he's not going to be here for much longer. Believe me, he's coming to the end of his career and he's going to go out with a bang. He'll wipe the floor with Usyk, and who knows? I want it to be done then.
All your boys have got very traditional names. Was it a specific Tyson fight that made you give Tyson
I did. Listen, I admire Mike Tyson. He's a legend of the game, you know what I'm saying? And for the man to be sat at the other end of that table and me having this kind of chat with him, well, it's another chapter for me opening my life, but at the end of the day, he was the best thing alive with a boxing glove on in the 80s. So when he fought for life and he was lucky to get here, I said there's only one name fitting for him after the greatest heavyweight of the 80s, I and Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm in awe of the man. We say this, we say that, but listen, I respect that fella. Even though I'll fight him, and I will fight him, and I'll fight him till I drop, but I do respect him.
He went through a dark period of his life.
Of course.
But now he's so adored and loved, because he's been through some personal tragedy. He's lost a child.
Listen,
and Tyson,
I have.
Again,
I've lost a daughter myself.
And Tyson went through a period where he wasn't very popular and he had a hard time. Now he's the biggest deal in boxing. There are similar stories, them two.
Listen, my friend, Mike Tyson, they'll remember his name for 1,000 years to come. He's a legend. His name's set in stone for what he's done and for what he's doing now in boxing. He's inspiring other people and taking people from another sport to fight for the heavyweight championships of the world. So, you can only admire the man, can't you? He's still doing it now, and I wish him all the luck in the world, what he's doing. He inspires me every day, and we need inspiration, especially at this age. And when I look at him at the other end of the table and I see him in good shape still, it makes me want to get my trainers on and just hit that bag a little bit harder and do another mile on the road.
I can't remember the last time we did a presser where you didn't have your shirt off.
Well,
have you had OnlyFans on the phone for you, Mike?
Listen, I'm not the body beautiful, never was, but there's one thing about me. I'm ready to rock and roll with my son is. I've got my sons back 120%. I don't care who's in front of me. I don't fear men. I fear God. Because what can they do? You'll wake up, and if you don't wake up, tough.
Out of total respect for Francis, Tyson won't talk about the Usyk fight, but maybe you will talk about it a little bit more. How big of a challenge is it compared to the Wilders and the Klitschko's, the 6.5 foot, 7 foot, massive-handed punchers? He's very, very different. He's a 14-stone fighter. He was a middleweight as an amateur. He's tricky. He's very different to those guys.
Can I stop you right there, my friend? Francis Ngannou was an harder fight than Usyk. Stand on me. There's a man there could knock a wall down. He's only got to catch you. Usyk couldn't hurt Tyson. Usyk cannot deal with heavyweights. The Daniel Dubois should be the heavyweight champion of the world. He was robbed. He was cut in half with a body shot. He needed 10 minutes to recover. And Daniel Dubois isn't the great Gypsy King. Because if that had been the Gypsy King, he'd have never got out of that position. Believe me. He's not a threat. He's a threat because people makes him a threat. Because they want him to beat the great Gypsy King. But he can't. He can't do it. That's why this is going to be an hard fight. That's how he values Usyk. He's going to fight him 5 weeks later. Yeah. And this is an hard fight. This is a more dangerous fight than any 14-stone man. Because Tyson can stand there with his hands up like that and let Usyk hit him. He can't hurt him. And he's got as much skill as him as well. This is a danger here. He can break his hands trying to stop this man. he could take one on the arm and break his arm. This man, he's got that break your arm power. Usyk don't possess that. And I lost all respect for him as an heavyweight in the two Joshua affairs. But the corner didn't know enough for Joshua would have got his titles back. It was no knowledge in the corner. Joshua had him hurt both times, couldn't capitalise. Daniel Dubois cut him in half. And if he wasn't being groomed for this, Daniel Dubois would be the heavyweight champion of the world today. Do I fear Usyk against Tyson? I don't give him a cat and hell's chance.
Tyson has confused us a few times because in the past he said undisputed means nothing. He's had the belts, not a deal for him.
Not a deal.
But as a boxing historian, as you are and as your boys are, that undisputed word, does it mean more to you maybe than it does to him?
He's got a cupboard full of belts. Yeah. He's won every belt he's to win. He's every belt you can win in the boxing game, he's got them in his cupboard. All he's going to do, once and for all, is shut the public up. But then, what will they say? Oh, he was a blowed up middleweight, he was a cruiserweight, he wasn't meant to win anyway. You're never going to win. Well, he's going to get very rich. I'm not going to scratch on him. That's good business.
Thanks very much, John.